I welcome Dr. Premlata, Principal of Sri Ramu College of Arts and Science, Pollachi, to deliver a speech on the subject of cognitive engagement of students in this pandemic period. Thank you. I request her to take part.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Most respected secretaries, respected panel members, principals, and faculty members. Very good afternoon, everybody. At the outset, I thank our secretary and syndicate member of Bharathiar University, Dr. R. Nityanandam, and our advisor, Dr. N. Vannamarnan, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I would like to convey my humble gratitude to Dr. Ajit Kumar sir, the President, Mr. Sedupati sir, Secretary, and other office bearers of ASF ASM for organizing this successful webinar series. On behalf of all the participants from India and abroad, I convey my heartfelt appreciation and congratulations to the organizers. They have covered almost all the topics which are relevant to the present day situation. Once again, I thank everyone for organizing this wonderful series. Why this topic? Students are the pillars of every educational institution. I have realized from my teaching experience that student engagement is absolutely essential for student learning. If students are not engaged with the content to be mastered, they will not learn it. I saw students with emotional problems struggling to pay their attention. Student engagement is mostly important for every educational institution for its academic performance, academic achievement, learning capacity of the teachers, to avoid the early dropouts, lifelong status of the institution. Over the decades, we people have been talking about thinking about thinking, and playing with thinking, what we all want for students. As our Honorable Vice Chancellor has rightly pointed out that critical thinking of students help them to enhance their competency in this competitive world. In promoting the dimensions of students' engagement with the institution, the teachers are constantly working to connect with their students. An attitude of engagement might include some factors like student motivation, values of learning, individual interest, and belief in self-success. According to Benjamin Franklin, some students may think, tell me and I forget. Some may think, teach me and I may remember. Many students may think, involve me and I learn. Yes, some teachers are naturally compelling and individually spark a zest for learning in students. But most of us have to work at it. Teaching is more than imparting knowledge, it's an inspiring change and acquiring understanding. The words was given by William Arthur Ward. We need to provide our students with activities that are innovative and challenging as well as purposeful if we want them to be engaged in learning. Caring about students beyond the boundaries of classroom is the first step of sparking engagement. While talking about the cognitive engagement model, there are three types of engagements are there: behavioral engagement, emotional engagement, and cognitive engagement. The behavioral model refers how the students feel, think and behave in a classroom. That is how they interact with others. The emotional engagement is the sense of belongings of a student, like interest, happiness, boredom, anxiety, angry, etc. affects the learners and his learning environment. Cognitive engagement is engaging the students in an effortful task, that is motivation, persistence and deep processing of the information. What is a cognitive engagement? It is nothing but how far students are willing and able to take the learning task. The amount of effort students are willing to invest in working on the task. Students engage in higher order thinking to develop a depth of understanding. Researchers from the University of Calgary Cognitive engagement is the investment that students place in their learning and their ability to strategically think and place relevance on their work to every day. Other researcher has pointed out that those moments when learners are completely absorbed in a task, their brains are processing information intensely and they are aware of their own learning. There are some factors which helps to influence the student engagement. The direct factors, that is the learning resources like text, videos, software, etc. Teaching competency of the teachers like skill, knowledge and talent of the teachers, knowledge base, that is how to use the technology, and learning style of the students are the direct factors which helps to influence the student engagement. The indirect factors like social network, that is Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, etc. and teaching context, teachers' decisions to decide the text. LMS technology, that is web-based technology, it is used in administration purposes, documentation, reporting, tracking the information, delivery of course materials, training programs, learning and development programs, etc., which are the indirect factors which helps to influence the student engagement. While talking about the engagement, there are 5 levels of student engagements are there. Under the rebellion level, student refuses to do the work and they have only negative attitude. That is, they have diverted attention and no commitment. In the retitism level of student engagement, student does not participate any event and learn nothing. That is, they have no attention and no commitment. Under the ritual compliance level, the student is willing to put their attention but learn at low level. Under the strategic compliance level, the task has direct value to the students. He will not retain what is learned. That is, his attention is high, but he will have only low commitment. Under the last and important level of student engagement is the student associate with the task with a result that the result has a meaning and value for the students. Student engagement is considered with his educational activities, that is curricular activities, extracurricular activities, his feedbacks towards his learning and his experience towards the institution, and also his active participation in the decision making. What are the ways to promote the student engagement? Enhance students' self-belief, enable the students to work autonomously and enjoy their learning, recognize that teaching and teachers are central to engagement, create learning is active, collaborative and fosters learning relationships. There are some tips for creating the cognitive learning in the classroom. That it helps to encourage exploratory play, be mindful of the types of questions you ask the learners, plan a lesson, don't be afraid to go cross-curricular, use puzzles to encourage deduction and encourage the learners to describe what they have done. How do we know when students are engaged? If the students are paying attentive, that is, they track the lesson with their eyes. They are taking notes with alert. They are listening to the teacher's class by answering the questions asked by a tutor. They are asking questions on a basic surface level. The students are always responding to the questions at the whole group or small group or at 4 corners. In simple words, teacher engagement is equal to student engagement. There are some barriers to effective learning of the students. The emotional barriers, motivational barriers and learning disabilities. The emotional barriers consist of fear, that is fear of success, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of criticism, etc. Shame, that is learners could feel their work will never be as good as others. Emotional sensitivity, that is overwhelmed and lose control over their emotions. They are adjusting to change, that is adaptability can impact the ability to learn. The motivational barriers consist of: first point is out of flow, that is underperformance of the students. Lack of a goal. Students have little goal that gives importance. Procrastination. Some things are not always enjoyable but are necessary. Lack of prioritization, that is not always put fired things first. Learning environment, not good environment. They felt not the good environment. Learning disabilities. Under the learning disabilities, first barrier is depression of the learners. Then dyscalculia, person has a trouble in understanding the maths. Then person has a trouble in understanding how to writing the word. The person has a trouble with causing letters, finding letters while finding problems while writing the letters. People with learning disabilities process the information differently to others and need. If the teacher acts as a bridge between the student barriers and their outcomes, both the student and teacher will get best outcomes. There are some factors helps to improve the cognitive ability of the students, and the first factor is critical thinking. Critical thinking helps to increase the cognitive engagement of the learners. It involves what the students wants to know, how do they know, what is the importance, what is missing in their learning, what is the plan of action, and what will be the result. While improving the cognitive ability, the physical exercise gives an importance. The physical activity of learners boosts blood flow to the hippocampus, which is responsible for the learner's memory. The next one is take up a new hobby. Choose a hobby that requires learning. The learning activity develops new connections between neurons, which slows down cell loss. Manage stress is the next factor which helps to improve the cognitive ability. People with high stress levels experiences more cognitive problems than people who are stress free. Then socialize. Friendships and positive relationships helps to protect against the memory loss of the learners. Then meditation, which is first and foremost factor which helps to improve the cognitive ability. The meditation helps to improve the learner's memory, their decision making and attention seeking. Then eat foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are known for improving the brain functions of the learners. What will be the outcome after recognizing the student engagement? If the students are properly engaged with enjoyable learning experiences, the teachers motivate them properly, they will get good grades with good result. Teacher continuum is the lifelong experiences of the teacher. How the teacher react from lecturer to the coach. The 21st educator have the characteristics of the adapter, communicator, learner, visionary, the leader, model, collaborator and also the risk taker. If the students have all these characteristics, if the teacher have all these characteristics, definitely the students will get success. What the engaged students say, do and look like. Students are included and treated fairly. They show that they know when they are successful in task. What the engaged students say, do and look like. Students are included and treated fairly. They show that they know when they are successful in task. They can make real authentic choices and regulate own learning. They seem secure and safe in their classroom. They are actively discovering, constructing and creating the information in their own. The students are listening, observing, noticing and being mindful to the classroom. They are immersed in task. They keep busy and active. They are not clock watching. Understand the task expectations. Saying, doing, writing and responding openly with the tutors. They look satisfied unfulfilled after responding. They sit, walk, speak up, and look self-assured. What the teachers teaching for students engagement. Teachers express high expectations, create personal human relationship with the students. They can use a variety of space, student and room arrangements linked to prior knowledge and experience. The teachers plan and engage their time for academic learning. Teachers review frequently. They can do continual assessment and feedback about the students. Teachers focus language on meaning, form and use. They seek evidences of participation and flow. They can ensure all the students are always doing something. Teachers can articulate rules for the participation of the students. They use list of evidence checks. They include lots of language practices to the students. They use variety of interaction modes. They structure tasks in rigorous, active and accountable ways. The skills needed for a teacher in 21st century. There are three types of skills needed in this century: life skill, learning skill and informative skills. Learning and innovation skill speaks about the critical thinking, problem solving, creativity and innovation. Digital literacy skill speaks about information literacy, media literacy and ICT literacy. Career and life skills describes about the self-direction of a teacher, social and cultural relationship, interaction with the students, productivity and accountability of the students. There are some standards which are described for the 21st century learner outcomes: the critical thinking and problem solving, collaboration across networks and learning by influences, adaptability, initiative and entrepreneurship, effective oral and written communication, accessing and analyzing the information, curiosity and imagination. In simple words, 21st century skills needed for a teacher is critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity. 4 C's are needed for a teacher in 21st century. Before ending my presentation, ஆசிரியர் பணி என்பது தொழில் அல்ல, சேவை. ஆசிரியர் பணி செய்யும் கல்வியினை கற்பிக்கும் ஆயிரம் ஆசிரியர்கள். ஆனால் நமது நோக்கம் ஒன்றேதான்: நமது மாணவனை முன்னேற வேண்டும், வெற்றி பெறச் செய்ய வேண்டும். மாணவர்கள் கல் என்றால் ஆசிரியர்கள் சிற்பிகள். ஆம், கல்லும் உடையாமல் சிலையும் சிதறாமல் மாணவர்களை செதுக்கிய சிற்பிகள் ஆசிரியர்கள். பயிற்று பல கல்வி தந்து இந்த பாரதத்தை உயர்த்திட வேண்டும் என்ற பாரதியின் கனவை நனவாக்கும் பொருட்டு அனைத்து ஆசிரியர்களும் பொறுமை, திறமை, கருணை, ஒத்துழைப்பு, படைப்பு, அர்ப்பணிப்பு, உறுதி, முன்மாதிரி, ஈடுபாடு, உத்வேகம், பரந்த மனம் என அனைத்தையும் கொண்டவர்கள். ஆசிரியர்கள் மாணவ சமுதாயத்தை உருவாக்குபவர்கள் அல்ல, உயிரூட்டுபவர்கள். மாணவனுக்கு சமூகத்தில் கிடைக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு வெற்றியும் அவனை கற்பித்த ஆசிரியரின் வெற்றி. Dear participants, please keep in mind, yesterday is a history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That is why we call it as present. We the teachers teach the students as they want. If the students are encouraged and empowered properly, we make our students from I won't do it to yes, I did it. Today's students have a thirst in getting knowledge. So, let us celebrate student success as our success. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you for your very informative session. I would like to thank all the participants for attending these 3 sessions. Today we had 3 sessions. The first session was Dr. K. Murugavel. The second session was by Dr. Angerkani. and the third session was Dr. Premalata. As all of you know, tomorrow will be the last session of this webinar series. Tomorrow, the first session will be taken by B.P. Annalakshmi. She is the professor in the Department of Psychology, Bharathiar University. The second session will be taken by Dr. Vijaya Padma. She is the professor and head Department of Biotechnology, Bharathiar University. And the third session will be taken by Dr. Raj Kumar. He is the principal of Angappa College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. And I hope that you all will be participating in the tomorrow's session. 12:30 p.m. tomorrow, we would be having the valedictory function. I would request all the participants to also join us in the valedictory function. The chief guest of the valedictory function would be Dr. Murugan. He is the registrar of Bharathiar University. Thank you everyone for your time, and thank you resource persons. Thank you.